Okay, I'm going to start. Hello, everybody. My name is Gerardo Bolivar from Lean Institute of Colombia. I'm very glad to be here, and I hope you are enjoying this event. It's a pleasure to introduce Paola Patiño, who is the head of Lean Management area in the biggest construction company in Colombia, which is called Constructora Bolívar. She's going to speak about problems in her company and how they changed their way of looking at problems. Paola, welcome and go ahead with your presentation, please.
Hello, Gerardo. Can you hear me?
Yes, of course. Yes, I hear you.
Okay, okay. Thank you. Hello, everybody. First of all, I want to thank the Lean Institute of Colombia for inviting me to be here and having the chance to share with you our experiences around lean implementation in Constructora Bolívar. Let's start with a little context about us. Constructora Bolívar is, as you said, the biggest construction company here in Colombia. And because of that, maybe you could think that we work as a factory and that we have perfect processes, but unfortunately, it's not that easy. We would like to, but it's not that easy. So 2 years ago, we understood that we had a lot to do in order to become a real factory with a continuous flow system. And forgetting that, we should be a lean company with a lean strategy. So we named this presentation Connecting Problem Solving and Business Strategy. Hey, are you watching my presentation? It's passing the slides?
Yes, it's okay, Paola. It's okay.
Okay. And I talked about this topic at the Lean Summit Colombia almost 1 month ago. So if some of you were there, I hope you don't get bored. So here we go. I'm going to start talking about silences. I think that there are silences that we enjoy, like those that make us feel relaxed and calm, and give us maybe peace of mind, like this image, right? But there are other silences that make us feel worried, or some awkward silences. Like this one, for those who have children, maybe you could feel identified, or this one for those who have pets, or even worse, on these ones. I can assure that you don't want to have this silence. But why? Why do we get worried about these examples, or what do those situations have in common? Well, the thing is that behind those silences, there are problems, hidden problems. We all have them, but why is it so hard to talk about them out loud? I, Maybe you have asked yourself the same question. Well, we decided to ask our workers how they felt or what they thought about problems, and here's what they said. Oh, let me see if the video is working. Are you here?
It's
Are you
okay.
here?
It's okay. It's okay, Paola.
Can you listen?
Yes, yes, yes.
Temor,
Ansiedad, incomodidad,
Incertidumbre, malestar,
ira,
desesperación,
miedo,
pánico,
desesperación, incomodidad,
desmotivación,
fastidio,
tristeza,
inconformidad,
estrés, incertidumbre.
So the reason why it is so difficult or hard to talk about problems is that we usually see them as negative situations, something we don't want to get through, or we prefer just not to have. And I know it because we also ask our people what concepts they had about problems, and here's what they told us.
es un inconveniente que se nos salió de las manos.
Era algo que nos impedía cumplir con todas nuestras metas y nuestros objetivos.
Un problema era esa situación que se nos presentaba todos los días y que nos impedía continuar con nuestras actividades.
Bueno, para mí un problema era algo que en ocasiones me bloqueaba
que me generaba incertidumbre y muchas veces me frustraba.
Para mí un problema era algo que me impedía conseguir mis objetivos.
And what's more, we used to call problems by other names, like maybe to make them seem less important. For example, we call them obstacles, situations, opportunities to improve, or difficulties, or anything but problems. But all these phrases and words are inherited concepts through generations of maybe company leaders or managers or bosses that we have had and have told us, don't bring me problems, bring me solutions. And this is an example of it. This is a real photo. I took this photo 2 years ago when we were taking our first steps towards a lean transformation. And we visited one of our construction projects. This is the office board of a project director, and it said, if you don't have a solution, then you are the problem. And the funniest thing was that he let us erase everything but that sentence because he thought that was like a motivating message to move people towards innovation and creativity. And this is how company cultures, company cultures end up pointing to the employees and making them feel that when they come with a problem, it means a poor performance of them, of people. Therefore, people or employees prefer to hide problems or wait until they have a solution, even if it is not the most efficient one. And we have a lot of problems in Constructora Bolívar, but we didn't know how to deal with them. So we put them all in the same box, or for us, the same wheelbarrow. Um, but we decided to change that and welcome problems in our organizational culture. And we did it through a lean transformation process that I'm going to explain to you. The process consisted of three stages: approaching, adoption, and diffusion. In the approaching stage, supported by the Lean Institute of Colombia, we go to all of our construction projects around the country, teaching people the real meaning of problems. Then we gladly understood that problems are gaps. They are the difference between where we are now or our current condition and where we want to be or the desired condition based on a standard. But furthermore, we learned that there are different types of problems. Cost problems, as those when we are not even getting to the standard, and create problems as those when we want to elevate the standard by improving a part of the process or changing it completely. We understood that we cannot manage all the problems the same way when they are different. And one of the most important discoveries for us was the A3 methodology. In fact, I think, in my personal opinion, I think it has been one of the most useful tools that this lean path has given to us, because it shows us that getting to the root cause is essential to deal with a problem and achieve an effective solution. It happens that when we don't know about problems, we are always like looking for solutions without even getting into the root causes. And as a result, we end up trying like many options and spending a lot of times, but the problem remains. Maybe it has happened to you. But once we learn about concepts, tools, and methodologies, we are started the adoption stage. All the teams went to Gemba, the place where things happen. For those who maybe don't know the concept, and started identifying problems and linking them with other concepts. For example, we noticed that there were all kinds of lean ways that we had never controlled. I mean, we knew there were wastes already, but we hadn't defined them well as problems. We used to say, there's not enough construction stuff, or there's too much inventory, or we have a lot of waitings, and so on. And here comes one of the greatest obstacles we had on this path: defining problems as gaps. Uh, Facts and data over personal opinions. For years, we were describing problems subjectively, and in some cases, it was because there was no standard. So this here comes, or this was another lesson for us. Start by defining the standard, and if there isn't one, set it. Otherwise, it is impossible to define a problem, and in consequence, there's no good way to solve it. Or you'll solve it, but maybe that's not like a good solution, or like a definite solution. And all of this is related to some lean tools, such as tracking, that it's another good tool for us. It is useful to track your process to obtain that data that you are looking for, and uncover problems faster, so you can act faster. Um, and there's another piece of advice here. Don't wait until you have a perfect and automatic dashboard to track your work. You just need a piece of paper and color markers, as you can see in this picture. That is actually how we started, because in construction, it is almost impossible to take computers or screens to the construction site. And for us, it's more important to have the people and contractors aware of what we are expecting of them, and what's their performance, what their performance is. Uh, and please don't get me wrong here. Of course, technology is helpful and necessary, but the message here is that don't let it be an obstacle to get started in getting data to define your problems. Afterwards, there were employees of all the production chain, solving problems by using A3 methodology. Problems like, for example, a concrete waste or material waste, waiting times, low performance in specific processes, and so many others. And there were such good results that we have been even carried out that we have even carried out problem solving marathons. But learning concepts and solving problems fall short of changing a company culture. So we go to the diffusion stage. That's my favorite one. We created sessions to share the problems that the teams got to solve. And that is what we call tu problema es mi problema, or your problem is mine in English. And every Friday we gather together virtually with all construction projects teams to share all the lessons learned, and to secure that nobody's going to have the same problem. But I guess that maybe you are thinking, what does all of this have to do with the company strategy after all? Or okay, when are you going to talk about the strategy? Sorry for keeping you waiting. Now we are going to talk about it. In Constructora Bolívar, there are four things that we care about the most: our clients, the profit for sure, the quality of our products, and of course, our people. So what we did was to make sure that the problems we were trying to solve were real problems. And for us, real problems are those that affect one or more of the things that we care about. And that's why you have to dig deep into the problem and its root cause, of course. So you focus your teams towards the company objectives and connect them with the strategy. Otherwise, you lose focus, and of course, you lose time, and it is also a waste for the people who knows about lean wastes. This is graphic that represents the distribution of the problem we have dealt with in these 2 years. Mostly we focus on the client, as you can see, solving problems related to low productivity or delayed processes that put our delivery times at risk. But we also deal with money problems and quality problems like material weights or specifications. And about our people, we have cases of lack of contractors, lack of people, workers, employees, and staff turnover. That is like very typical in construction, I think. But regardless of whether it is a problem of quality or people or time, everything turns out to be a problem of money for a company in the end. And for us, the problems we have solved represent so far more than $300,000. Maybe this is not much compared with the total project cost, but we are confident that those problems will not happen again in the future to other people. So there are hidden costs that we are preventing, and maybe never going to we are never going to know about the quantity. So far, we have solved more than 70 problems, and there are 14 areas involved, and more than 600 people that have adopted lean concepts and tools to deal with their problems. We are really proud to say this, because this has been like a difficult path. So to finish, I would like to talk about the most important conclusions we have got, and they could work as recommendations as well. So first, I would say bring problems to life and encourage others to do the same. As leaders, we must create safe spaces for people, because the faster you find problems, the faster you solve them. And that is what ensures a continuous flow process. Second, set the standards and go for them. Then continuous improvement and innovation will come naturally. And third, share your experiences with others. There's not enough to learn concepts and practice them. I think it's necessary to show the work you have, to show others the work you have done. But because so many people could be having the same problem, or could have having the same problem, and that will create sustainable lean cultures. So in Constructora Bolívar, the silence is over. We understood that real improvements starts by facing our own problems. And thank you very much. That was it. Like a part of it. It's been like a lot of learning, but this is just a part of it that we have like love in the way. I don't know if you have any questions, Gerardo.
Okay, Paola, thank you. Very interesting your point of view in how to visualize problems. And now we are to check some questions. We have around 10 minutes to questions. The first questions is, how did you get interested about Lean in the first place?
Oh, thank you, Gerardo. That's a good question, actually, and a good story for us too. We have had some approaches to lean many years ago, like maybe 10 years ago, and with other consultants, in fact. But it seemed to us that lean was only formation and tools. So some managers and directors took lean classes and courses, and of course they learn a lot. I think some theory, but in practice, it all boiled down to using like post notes and to plan their weeks, something that it's called like last planner. Maybe a construction people knows the term. But it wasn't enough. I think processes and delays and delay times were kind of the same thing, and there were problems everywhere, but problems that we couldn't define well, so we couldn't deal with them well. So I think we understood it was not a matter of tools, it was a matter of people, um, changing people's mindset. And that took us to the Lean Institute of Colombia. And well, the rest is history. I say it already in the presentation.
Okay, Paola. The second question from Melissa is, how did managers got convinced to make a change?
Um, I would say that luckily for us, I think that managers in Constructora Bolivar have always been open to change and aware of the speed of the world, or that the world is changing very fast, and we have to adapt ourselves, like in order to continue being the first construction company in the country. But I think there was a breaking point, and I think it was because of the remarkable housing market performance. Why I'm going to give you an example. While in 2021 we had to deliver 18,000 housing units, in 2025 we will deliver for 40,000. So like it's like two times the amount. So we have to achieve that goal at the same time, and at the same time go through many things that are happening in this moment and in the world. Other problems, like for example shortage of labor in our country, and the global scarcity of raw materials like steel and copper. So we have to think about how to improve productivity, and then we answer like ourselves, and we thought that we have to standardize processes and design a unique work system, and that is how we got convinced.
Okay, Paola. I have time for another questions. The question is from Camila, and he asked, "What have you done to change contractors' management ways?"
Oh, this topic or this question is essential, because I think contractors are a one of the most or the most important stakeholders here, because they are who do the most valuable job in the end, yeah, and to the eyes of a client. So we have done a many things. I will try to share with you what I remember. Uh, in the first place, we have like established or created, yeah, spaces to teach them about lean thinking, in order to get aligned with our needs, to get them aligned with our needs, to make them know what we are waiting and or expecting about them, and what the company needs and what they need, yeah. And also, yeah, that would be like the first. in the second place, I would say that we have gotten them involved in daily management routines. Uh, so they, by themselves, are the ones that help us identifying problems and dealing with problems. I, I, I mean, they are who live the, the problems, who experience the problem and it and its consequence. Um, so other thing that we have done is that we have get them involved in the creation or construction of standard works and daily tracking, so they know how is their performance constantly and every day, so they know if they are good of they are not good, and they let us know what they need. uh, and finally, I would say that uh, uh, something that I think is really important, and it is to show them or let them know their performance indicators or KPIs in order to make them grow, not only as contractors but as a company, because in construction, contractors no are, don't and or well, in many cases, not all of them, but I don't know about creating or developing a company. So I think it's very important to let them know, and not just let them know, but uh, uh, create with them their KPIs and yeah, like make them together the work that we are going to evaluate uh, after all. I would say that.
Okay, Paola, thanks a lot. I think we have 2 minutes. Sorry, we have another questions, but the time is over. Many thanks a lot for to be here, and greetings for all. Thanks, Paola.
Thank you, Gerardo. Thank you, and thank you to every people who were here today.
Okay, see you.
See you. Bye bye.